Welcome, friends, to the Soul Talk podcast, a show where we explore and uncover the path to the heart, amplifying your conscience. Join me as we meet incredible souls who are in this journey and learn from their experience and different methods that will make you vibrate your heart. Let's get into it. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being back in Soul Talk. My name is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love, and today we have a very special friend for me. Her name is Rose. She is from Brazil, but she is in the United States, and I have sessions with her, and she is really a magical being. And I know for sure that we had spent many lives together, and we've been sisters in past lives. But I wanted to explain you a little bit more what does she do, because it is really magic. Thank you, Rose, for accepting my invitation for Soul Talk. I really, really appreciate it.
It's such an honor to be here, honey. I'm very grateful for the opportunity. Well, I was 17 months old. First time that I saw Mother Mary just materialized in front of me. I had a croup back in the days, and croup was an infection on the throat. And with this infection, you died. So I was in this isolated room. I was like a year and a half and crying and with my hands calling my father that was in this little window, looking at me there. And then Mother materialized. You could see like the very pale rainbow colors and manifest and form this beautiful lady. So much peace. And through telepathy, she said, if you want to stay with him, go within yourself and fix what's wrong. Then you can stay. I think that was my first healing. So I remember going inside and was nuts, like everything was clogged. And I remember opening up and that dark oil went through. So that's the memory I have from that time. And I think was the first healing because I'm here. After that, so many little things. Like I remember my father's uncle, that was like in 71, I think. Probably I was like 4 years old. It said that the doctor gave him 6 months to live because he was with a heart disease, that he was going to die. And I was crying, I want to see him. And when I went to see him at his house, he was laying on a couch. And I was short. So I was high enough to get on his chest. And with my hands, I was playing on his hands. And those lights was coming from my hands. And I remember going into his heart. So I never realized that I had any gift or anything special until very late on in life. Like I grew up every night. I had a bad day. I go and talk with Jesus. And I remember like leaving the body and meeting him. So, and after that, like a lot of people that comes to me, it is not just the physical heal, because today we have a lot of like the emotional, the mental distress, because a lot of fears today, what's going on, what is coming, why. So, and the divine help is to align the person through a quick way to explain it, realign you back with your I am presence. Because today here on earth, it's graduating. No one, it is here kindergarten, second grade, and think like in the soul level compared with the school. So we are all graduating. We are getting our PhD. So even though you're not aware of it in your spiritual level, so that's what we are here. Like Monica is here, and today for Earth has been brought in so many new modalities that we can help, that always exist, but now that we are tapping in more with our highest conscious, our divine self, we can bring this here. And then we realize we are just frequency, we are just energy. So when we want energy, like if I'm in this highest energy and you're in your low frequency, with my highest charge, jump a car, the car battery died, and then you get another car with a good battery, like we jump start each other. So I think it is a cute way to explain what we are doing nowadays. So, and as Jesus said, everything I'm doing, you can do the same or better. By the beliefs we have, we believe I'll never be like Jesus. I'm not that good. I'm not that good enough. I am just this worst person in this sinner here. And that it is the matrix putting a great illusion in us, because a lot of times I say, who's your worst enemy? And our worst enemy end up being ourselves. So we need to love, forgive ourselves, because when we have that ignite the other one, we take that sharp turn, everything happens. So we are all here to help each other. One time I asked the divine, why you guys don't come direct and help each one of us? You don't need us. And that was a long way they explained it to me. We are in this etherical realm. We are this highest frequency. We need the physical to charge, like we need this car with a good battery to charge the other one. So we all come as one. It's no more the separation. Yes?
And something that they have told me about that, precisely what you're talking about, is yes, they're high vibration where they are at. And we need to raise our vibration to at least, not necessarily to be in 12 dimension or 8 dimension or things like that, but at least so we can have that a communication with them.
Right. Yeah.
And it's our free will to make the work ourselves for ourselves. They can guide us, they
Yes.
can tell us, but they cannot do the work for us.
Totally.
Because they will be interfering in the free will
right.
that we have.
And I joke around, use wisely your free will, because the divine is here. We are all here to show you the path, to help you to remember you can do that, but we cannot do for yourself. Like people come to me like, oh, I'm going to get healed, because when they come, it is more for the physical illness. And that it is so much around to get to the psychosomatic too, and that being a physical. So we guide them to the person to align that. So you are your own healer. And if you go back to the teachings of Christ, like your faith healed you, not me. So we need to understand we have our own power. We have the power. We just learning right now to delete what it doesn't serve us anymore and let the new come in. And a lot of times it's very hard. Back on the days, like our soul journey, let us pretend for a school way, we go first grade, second grade. So when you got to one point, you die, you get a new body, you come in. Today on earth, we are having a rebirth all the time. So a lot of people go through a bad illness and they heal. And it is like, it is a rebirth, because right now, no one, the divine, doesn't want to leave anyone behind. And it is up to me to do my work. And we can help each other, but we cannot do it.
But at the same time, with our free will that we all have, there's some people that they chose not to wake up in this timeline.
It is good too. It's all good.
Yes, even with all the help that we can have from the universe, from the energies that are coming down, the downloads and so forth, they chose at soul level that they're not going to wake up in this timeline.
And it is one thing the divine says, no rush. Some people that, what is another million of years for me to come to this point again? I'll go through it. There is no rush in the universe. It is like the flow of the river.
Because at the same time, in the highest planes, time do not exist.
Exactly.
That's a human construct.
Exactly. So everything it is right now, a lot of people is ancient, panicking and depression because it's that fear, I'm going to lose it. I'm not going to make it. I'm late. And all those negative judgments. Just go within yourself. It is, I am exactly where I should be right now, and everything's perfect.
Yes.
So when you just have this attitude and love and gratitude for where you stand, just that, it is a healing. It is a transformation, and things comes away easier. Sometimes we go against the current, and that's when we got stopped.
Yes. Something that you mentioned earlier, it was about that there were different modalities. There are more modalities. I believe that you wanted to learn all the modalities that right now they exist. I don't think it's enough time.
It's true.
Because it is so many. Because something that I have come to understand now, that we all as human beings, that we have a digital, and we're all different from our digital.
Perfect, yeah.
We're going to be, our modality, even it's the same Reiki, it is going to be very different from each practitioner, that it is going to be, it's not going to be the same. Each one of us are going to be adding other stuff or channeling things or whatever it is. So it's going to be different.
Perfect.
And it's going to be unique for that person. So
Yeah.
that might create a new modality.
Right. And sometimes people say, oh, we have this 3D mind sometimes of judging. Oh, I do this better, someone does this, and then the things, everyone is doing perfect.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, when you're going to go to a doctor, I don't really like this one. Let me go second opinion. Oh, I like this one more. It is, what do you need right now? Like, oh, I don't need a soul retrieval. I need to go into my past life and remember these and that. It's all good. I need to understand what is going on with me. I'm going to go past life regression. Whatever it may be, you need to go within yourself. One thing that we learn a lot to be just in the mind, thinking that you're cognitive. It is a good thing, but a lot of times it goes against us. So when we process in the heart, feel it, learn yourself, learn your body language, learn the signs the universe gives through your body. And then you're like, I really need this. I need this. It is the greatest journey when we do the journey within. Because when you find that peace within yourself, you start seeing the piece around, and everything that you see, the puzzle that is not matching, it's all perfect. Everything has a reason.
Yes, we forget, or many people put a lot of responsibilities in healers or coaches or
Because they expect you to do the work.
Yes, they think that we have a magic wand and we're gonna turn, you're already healed. No, the inner work it is individual. That's why it's called personal work.
Yes.
And they have to do it. We can guide them, we can coach them, we can take the dust out. But if they're not, they're continue with the same vibration, the same thoughts and emotions, they're gonna track exactly where they were before they went to the healer.
One thing that I joke a lot around, not that I joke, but it is true. No one does that intentionally. But when you are a victim, and that's mean you're stuck and I need someone to dig me out or someone to kill the whatever predators out there. The reality is you need to get out of that. understand. Sometimes a lot of things is very hard for the 3D mind to understand, but how about if you make peace with it and move on? Because one day, it could be in this lifetime, you will understand why you went through that. Because when we come in a family, like for example, oh, my mom is bad to me, my father is bad to me. We chose our parents. They didn't choose us. When we gonna sign for earth school, we are in spirit, we are between lives, and said, what I'm gonna do on earth at this time. So you start looking for the best parents, the best family for you.
But at the same time, and so in soul level to soul level, because not because it's a baby have a little soul, it is the same size as your parents.
Exactly, yeah.
But we actually did that contract.
Yes.
I'm gonna be born from these parents, and these parents is gonna accept me as their daughter or son or whatever it is. So there, in soul level, it was that contract that we actually did, that we were gonna learn all these lessons from this wonderful mother or terrible mother, whatever it was, that you were gonna learn all that, whatever it was that each person needs to learn or want to learn when before they.
Because I'm gonna be, my mom is gonna be a single mom. I'm gonna have a very abusive this father. I'm never gonna have this father, like it's just gonna be one and she's gonna pregnant. I'm gonna live without the masculine energy, or my mom is gonna be a drug addicted, or I'm gonna be in a very loving home. So because I need this loving foundation for me to learn this. Like later on, when I'll be 10, I'm going to start in my lesson. So everything has a reason.
Yes.
So we choose this school. Like it is like you said, we're not a babies that is being born, that little innocent that it can do anything. That baby there can be thousands and thousands of years old. So it is like us today as a grown up. I'm going to go to a law school. So, which school you want to go? I want to go to this college. So this college has, don't you want to go to this university? Don't you want to go to another state? No, I'm good. I'm just going to go to this community college for now. Then I'll do this. Or like, no, I'm going to go to this university, all the challenges, and that's what I'm going to do, because you choose that. So you're mature, you know what you're doing. And it is the same when we choose to come here. So that's why sometimes when we are a victim, it is very hard when we are hurting to say, am I Tuesdays? Was I drunk? I joke around. One time I was telling Jesus, like, it's no way I will sign up for this. And then he went around and around and he's like, yep, you sign up. He told me an experience he had, like, for example, when he came on earth to teach us not to open any religion, there is no Christianity. It's just that teacher, that Yeshua, that it came to teach us. So he knew, well, he had a feeling that his teachers are going to end up like back on the days on a cross. And then when it was coming to the day, when he went to the Mount of Olives, he's like, Lord, not that little fine print on my contract. Can we change that? And God, son, no, because that it is the fine, like it is the completion of your mission here.
But in that time, it was like that. When we have a contract in that time and you have to accomplish that contract, and there was no way of changing it. Nowadays, it has changed. True.
Yes.
We just have to be clear on this one, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna die in 30s because that's when my contract. Like, no, you can change that.
Yeah. Well, the way he explained it to me, the way he did it, it's because he needed to do this because for the greatest teaching, he needed to do this to accomplish, because by his doing this, when the blood flew, like the soldier stabbed him, and the way he gave himself freely, open his heart to us. There is a lot of explanation why all that happened. That is for free us from this karma. So he stopped that when he went to the cross. So it was like an energy that kept rolling, and he came here to stop that, to free us, because our freedom on earth, that earth, it is now evolving to 5D. It's been for many, many years. But when humanity started awakening and he stopped that cycle, or the karmic, the way I understood it is like the karmic is stopped in there. So the contract that we make in this life here, when you realize, because that's why there is a lot of modalities today, because they help us to remember, to understand, oh, this is happening, this because of this, so but I can go here. So when you go within your heart in the process, you start remembering, because all the answers we seek in life are within. It's from within we find peace, we find our path. So when you start remember, you shift that contract, that you don't need to go through that painful and whatever may be, or that illness. You're going to die when you're 35 with this illness. When you learn that, you bypass that.
Yes. And right now, with the energies in this moment, and the upgrades that we're getting, and all the uploads that we're all having, we're starting to remember where we come from. And there's a lot of star seeds right now in planet Earth. Yes, there are Earthlings, but there's many star seeds that we came from because we heard the call.
Yes.
And part of our different methods that we have, or modalities that we have to heal, they come from where originally we're coming from. Yeah. And you're from Sirius, you're from Pleiades, you're from Arcturus, and so forth. You're remembering all those, that just you're comparing with all the knowledge that you had here. But a lot of them, they're coming from the stars, from your point of origin, where you were coming from.
That's why we call the golden age.
Yes.
Because we are in this really golden age, like we can all graduate. Yes. And the gold, the divine, our soul family, because not too long ago, no one ever heard soul family. Mm-hmm. Like your spiritual family, because my family, it is my mom, my daddy, and that's it. And that is maybe a lineage that I don't really know how. So we are awakened to there is a way more than just this.
That was more the karmatic family, the one you were born in.
Right.
So family is different, is the one that supported. Because not necessarily because your karmatic family, mom, dad, siblings, kids, etc.
Yeah, no, not an earth family. When you call your soul family, is your galactic family. It is the where your soul first born from the source. When you're so decided, like, I want to grow and live more. So if first one, it could be an Arcturian, it could be an Arcturian with a Pleiadian, you can be a blue aviator. It's so many, even more. So the felines, so when you born that's your true soul family, until you complete your cycle to go back to source. So, but back in the days, the only thing we know, Father, it is the God in the church. Mm-hmm. My rabbi, so my priest, and whatever they teach, and that's it. We started like lifting. And then I go, not because I was raised as Christian, I never read the Bible. I have things that Jesus was teaching me, like the truth will set you free. Mm-hmm. So we are literally in the time of the truth. Whatever we are seeking for, that's why we really need to pay attention to our frequency, of our energy, where we are using our brain, like whatever information is coming. We have within us the compass to guide us what it is good and what is not. We know that because that is already very developed within ourselves. That doesn't sound really good. If you have any feelings about that, dig for what that means. Doesn't sound good. Don't follow like, but all my family likes that, so I'm going to do as my family do. It is good, but it is bad. So respect others. Don't try to put your truth in anyone's face, because that's when they repel. But be in your truth, because be with your inner truth. That's what you're here for. And when you are in that, you will start helping others to see their truth.
Hi everyone, this is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love, and I wanted to talk to you about Path to the Heart. That is a transformational system that I created, that it goes in 3 levels. And at the end, even you receive a certificate as a healer and a channeler. But let's start from Path to the Heart level 1, that is transformational metamorphosis, like my book. That is precisely the Path to the Heart level 1. And the Path to the Heart level 1, it is because many of us, I used to feel like that. Even as a Reiki master and learning so many techniques, every time I work with a client, I did not felt that I did enough or that I was good enough. And yes, that came from a childhood trauma that started there, because I was overachiever. I always trying to prove myself to others, and I was a people pleaser because I was too afraid to stay alone, or people would leave me if I was completely me. I have a lot of resentment to myself for all the mistakes that I have done in the past. And I bet many of you have felt the same way as I used to feel. Well, in Path to the Heart, we are going to be working with the shame, with the blame, blaming others, because a person that is not responsible of their own actions, it is going to be very hard that they can move forward and actually change their life. We have to start owning our things. And in Path to the Heart, you will learn how to start owning your things, but not only stay that, okay, I did it. Yes, and now what? Now you have to learn to forgive yourself for making the choices that you did, and forgive others, because you're going to start seeing others in a very different way. You're going to learn to become the observer of your own thoughts and your own emotions, and letting go all that shame and blame that is being keeping you stuck. And at the same time, the fears is a limiting belief, because I work as an NLP deep inside in Theta level. And I explain all this, and we work in Theta level with activations and meditations. We have a group also where it's going to be supporting you, people that are working with themselves in the same level. And how many of you also have got stopped because what other people will think about you? So the judgments of others can affect you if you let them. And you're going to learn in this program how you're going to let go the judgments of others, so like that you really will feel free and empower yourself. So like that you make better choices and be less reactive. And first of all, you're going to learn how to love with yourself and love your life that you have right now. The second level, it is about clearing family lineage, removing vows and contracts that we all do every time we speak. And I'm going to finish the second level with a soul retrieval. You're going to be bringing those fragments of soul that you have left because of fear, shame, or blame, or grief. We are going to bring those parts of yourself, so like that it can get integrated to your own self. The third level is about learning how to channel and learning all the types of channeling. And we do a lot of practicing there, but not only there, we stay. You're going to learn how to heal at the same time your own clients in a Theta level. And the good part about my program, A Path to the Heart, it is that you can integrate all the techniques that you have learned before from Reiki, from different modalities and so forth, and you can integrate them in my program. So if you are interested, just give me a call and let's have a chat. And I will be more than happy to have a discovery call with you. It's a 30-minute call. This is a program that it is for coaches and healers and yoga teachers and massage therapists, people that work already with energy, people that already are working with themselves, but they don't know how to continue moving forward. So if this program is calling you, give me a call. My name is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love. And sometimes it's just by example, because at this point, many of us, we already understand that we cannot change anyone. The only person that we can change is ourselves. And sometimes by our example, we can help others to more our families, because no one is prophet in their own town.
Yeah,
That's
it is true.
So the only way we can help our own families, it is by our example, because if we tell them, oh, you should do this, and they will feel like you're trying to control them or tell them what to do. But if we just do it by with ourselves, that can create a change for them, because the higher vibration, you're always going to pull all the vibrations higher.
Yeah, I love that, because I had a client who said, how I'm going to be an example for my family, because all they see that you're doing good if you're rich, if you're very like success for your career and you're making money, that's when they respect you.
Mhm.
And it was so clever the way the divine came, and it is like, which one of them is really happy? Like literally happy. They could take a day off, they could relax, they could be naked, they could be themselves.
Yeah.
And then she paused, and it is like they all like, it is like a cat fight. Like one do one, one do these and these. And I said, do you think they are happy? And no, she's been with me for a long time. And then the divine guided her. And it is like, how about you being the poor one, but you're rich and happiness finding yourself? She started to understand. What I love the message was when she became herself and totally naked about all the facade that she had to put on to fit in, and she became herself, she could see everyone started becoming themselves. So that for me was the greatest lesson to see. And no matter whatever family or society, whatever you're in, but when you go within yourself, be yourself. People will love to mirror you because you are joyful, you're happy, you're healthy. Even though you have any struggle in life, like she said, I always got to work hard to get the next level. And they start seeing. And she said, one thing that shifts immensely was my mom, like the respect. And after that, everyone started having this respect for me. So it doesn't matter how people perceive that I'm going to follow you or believe your words. Just be yourself. Just be yourself. Don't try like, oh, they like long hair and I'm going to be long hair. Everybody going to see me. You can be long hair and they still not liking you.
I know there is a lot of people talk about this, but they do not understand this part that is so true. That when we're trying to copy someone else, that's when we lose ourselves.
Yep, deeply.
Because we can master being us, not someone else.
That's right. Because we always want to be with like someone happy. When you look someone or your family or your neighbor or whatever on TV, I want to be like that. How about if you want to be happy the way you are?
And if when they see it from outside, they see, okay, that person is doing great, he's doing a lot of money, have a lot of clients, have a wonderful life, and is traveling, is doing that. Yes, but no one knows what the struggles is of that person that is passing through. So do you really want to copy that person?
Yeah.
Because we don't know what their struggles are.
Yeah.
We know what our struggles we have.
Yeah. Because the way, especially like, for example, not going too far, the way I were raised, you don't show anything. You're always happy, smiling, everything's good. I remember one time a professor asked me, how do you feel about that? And I'm like, I didn't know what to say. You feel? You always got to look good and be strong. And even though you're falling apart. So when you learn, like, let me be me, how do you feel? I feel these. And then I was even more in touch with my emotions and with my, even like my sensibility, my gifts. Because I start feel, oh, that's what I'm feeling. Because before it is, I'm going here, I need to act like this. So you never can show your vulnerability, your weakness. Like, for example, when I moved to America, I was so shy to talk.
Because we're trying to fit in at the same time so hard that we lose ourselves again.
Right. And also in Brazil, I was a teacher. I was a social worker and I'm a great writer. So, and then you move to America and I used to feel so bad at talking and people start going inside my mouth to understand what I was saying because my pronunciation, God have mercy. And I'm like, it's so bad. When I went to get my master's degree in psychology, I remember one day presenting and the professor, he was Dr. Dias. I love him. And he's like, Rose, would you like Monica to help you to present? I was nervous and having a hard time to pronounce the words. And he's like, you wrote a brilliant paper, but in the presentation, he was amazing. So, and then one day, someone came to me and we were talking like out of nothing. And he's like, Rose, I can talk with you all day. I love your accent. It was that moment that I'm like, I can never be fluent as a native because I like my first language is Portuguese. We talk here. English, I was blowing. So, and with the time, it is like, I am this way. And I accept myself the way I am. And with you take so much burden, so much weight from your, because we judge us too much. So, and after that, and the talk and I think was like, even when I had a professor, she's like, what are you going to do when you graduate? You're going back to Brazil? And I said, no, I live here. I'm going to work here. And then she said it. But what it is like you're trying to achieve. And I said, well, at that time I working in a clinic. And I said, I'm going to keep working that clinic. And she's like, wow, with your accent, you're never going to get an American clients. And that was, yeah. And believe it or not, so when I started working that, I work with Spanish and Brazilian clients. And then not too long after was just Americans. I never had one to say something like, oh, I don't want to see her because an accent and things. So we need to love our differences.
And we need to be compassionate from all the people in the world, because even the ones that speak perfect English, if they get out of the United States and they go to New Zealand or they go to Australia, their English is actually different than the United States.
Right.
So it's going to be different. And they complain, oh, I do not understand them. But it's vice versa.
Yeah.
So, or they're trying to go to any Latin American country, they're going to have an accent. They don't want to make a living over there.
Even in America, if you go north here around Massachusetts, we have one accent. My husband is from Texas. He has another accent, and a lot of words they use different. Mm-hmm. So if you go the middle of the country.
So we were talking about to being compassionate human beings and accepting human beings. We judge everybody because in the way how they express themselves. Yeah. And I'm not talking about the way they express, in the way they talk. Right. And we're all come from different races. Europe is all intermixed. United States, it was founded by all the races in the world. Right. And Latin America, it was the same thing. We're not natives. The Europeans came to it. So we're intermixed, all of it. And there's still where that separation and that division of colors or cultures and things like that, that's what it keeps us in that division. And that's
We waste a lot of our wisdom, time, brain space in
yes.
that illusion. Because like a family, I start analyzing everything. Even in a family, you have one culture and almost like one dialect in the family. So you go to the like your aunts and uncles' family, they have another way of doing things. So we are all literally unique. We are all the same, so different. It is everything has a perfect place to it, but it's all different.
People forget that when someone is judging you in the way you talk or the way you express or the way you think or believe or whatever, it's a projection of themselves.
Exactly.
It doesn't have nothing to do with you. And everybody take it personal. It's like, oh, they're judging me. I have to change or I have to fit in. I have to do things or that so I can be accepted.
And
And
I think that is very interesting. Sorry to cut you. That teacher that asked me who I would have worked for,
mhm,
like which population, she came as my client a year later. Years later, she came.
yeah,
So to see, and I love her because sometimes we say things because that's what we have within. And we need to shift and include everyone. Like here now we are in spring and you can see all the birds coming. So you got the bird feeder and all the birds coming. Every single one is different. And they all beautiful, perfect. You see the baby ones being born and the like the blue jay and now like the woodpecker. And they are so precious, very different.
mhm.
And we need to understand that because what is coming, it's a way more different than what we expect. When we start seeing our brothers and sisters, galactic brothers and sisters, they are very different than us. They have a different bodies.
Even color of skin.
Yeah, different everything. And we are looking and like if we still having this judgment for our own brothers and sisters here, divine beings, galactic beings that it comes here. So it's another races. It is precious. We're just time, not panicking, not sadness, not separation or fear. We are time to gathering.
The thing is with our galactic family that we have, what they're seeing is vibration and frequency.
Exactly.
Their work mainly they're always living and work and everything in the heart frequency.
Exactly.
That's something that the human beings forgot.
Yeah. Because
That,
we are always looking just this physical,
mhm,
that it is not even close, that is earth. So we
yes.
need to see the frequency, like we should bring a heart, like I go back to this again. Let come to me the kids, the innocent hearts. We need to have a mind kind like the kindergartens. They go to the school and they all want to play. They get upset a little second, but they all together again. They just see the joy of playing with each other, respecting each other. So, and then they go home, they miss each other, they come in and that. And then when they get more corrupted, let us use the word, by society or family, parent, oh, you're not going to be a friend with this person.
Mhm.
It's not our level, not going to be friendly with this boy, this girl. So, but we, our inner self, our divine self, we don't see that outside.
How many people you hear always saying that they want to create a new world and beautiful and this and that, but they teach their children that they cannot play with another one,
Yeah.
because of the color, the race, or the language, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So how they're creating, what kind of world they're creating right now, just creating that division in their own kids. That's the
And,
future generations.
and one thing that is so clear, we need to walk the talk.
Yes.
So we need, even when you see someone, you feel like, go within, why I'm feeling this? Why do I have this rejection? So what is that in me? Because more than ever right now, everybody becomes our own mirrors.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, I don't really like Monica's hair because this and this. What's wrong with Monica's hair? Why it bothers me? Make peace with that. So we always need to always do the inner work. And that's the worst trip we do on earth. It is the trip within.
Yes.
Because
And
when we look within,
how people can work more with the heart frequency. So like that they can change. If we really want to create the change in the world, we have to use that. But how they can, you can advise them how they can use more the heart frequency.
first of all, you need to find this kindness and love for yourself. If you're too much, everything out there is wrong because everyone is attacking me. Like we cannot fix the outside. So when you go in this frequency inside, even though you don't feel, I think she's attacking me, he did that, my boss, my husband, my wife, and go within and start like changing the way you see and feeling and thinking about it. And then you start like, okay, he said that just to attack me. Just rephrase that. A lot of times too, people react too quickly without thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Monica said that because me. And then when you have 2 seconds to think, oh, she wasn't talking to me, she was talking with this. But it is so, you're in so that defensive rejection, whatever negative we have within,
Mm-hmm.
and we react to things that sometimes when we cool off, oops, and sometimes the ego comes in, I'm not going to apologize, just let it pass. And we create more dust and that we're sinking ourselves. So go here, even if someone really hurt you, like on your face, call you, whatever, brother, sister, someone, and you just try to shift. I will think about it. Let me think about it, because then you start going into this beautiful heart frequency.
Mm-hmm.
And when you have this vibration, even if someone literally attack you, you don't feel that. You feel compassion. Oh, it's so sad that you're feeling like this. Like, or sometimes you don't even say because, you created more. Oh, who you think you are because you're blah. So you just feel it. And then you keep passing. So it is, as we start saying, we need to change our way of seeing things, of doing things.
And it is fine to agree to disagree.
Yes.
We don't have to accept whatever it doesn't fit or feel good with us, but we don't have to change anyone either.
Yeah.
Because that's what it creates the division.
Yeah. Yeah. We cannot fix everybody, but we can fix us. And sometimes there's not a lot to fix. Just love yourself.
Yes.
Love the way you are. So when you start seeing the good in you, we are all a jewel. We are all precious beings. We all has a gift.
Yes.
So find yours, go within, but we need to do our inner work. And then we find peace. It's simple, very hard, but the world is here right now. If you get attached to the negative, that pointed finger and all that, so you be. But if you get attached with that and that accept you the way you are,
Mm-hmm.
and we need to let it go, the ego. Or sometimes it's my way or the highway.
Something that I come to understand more and more about the ego, that people are afraid and seen like diabolic or things like that, and they became enemies with the ego. When it is the best tool we have to grow. So not letting go the ego, because the ego is going to be there. Either way, it's a part of us that is going to be there, but it's going to tell us where do we have to work with ourselves.
Everything in this planet is perfect, but everything's 50-50. When we go too high in one and the other, that is the bad. I remember one time I was hearing, like, you're very ambitious, Rose, very ambitious for a loved one. And I shared that with my American godmother, and I was feeling so bad because, like, I'm ambitious, how bad I am. And she's very wise. She looked at me and said, Rose, it is the greatest gift. If you don't have ambitions, you don't go anywhere. The bad ambitions it is when you start taking from others, step on others to get where you're going. Are you doing this? And she knew me because at that time I had 4 jobs. And she's like, it is the greatest thing. You're going to achieve something someday you were working for. That is the greatest. It is like the ego. It is the greatest gift. Like not like the ego come in hand when someone keeps running over you, and you think this is right. So no, you need to put a stop in that. Not being spiritual and being connected, awakened, and all that you're gonna be a rug. And I learned that too when one of my guides teaching me, like, it is not by being a rug that you're gonna ascend or being there. You need to have that self-worth.
Because that's a program from the religion. The more that you suffer, that's how you're going to get to heaven. That's a very stupid program that they put in the majority of the human beings.
You came here to suffer like Jesus suffered.
It is not true.
No,
it is not in these days. It is not. We came here to enjoy it and to be loved.
To be happy and take care of us. Like, you do what you can for your kids, what you can for your parents and things, and they need to do their 50%, and you take care of yourself. Because when you get with your higher self, with your galactic family, it is you and them.
Yes, we accept. No one can harm you unless you let them harm you yourself.
Right.
Married 4 times, and every time I said, I choose wrong. It was not they were wrong or not. I choose them, because at the end I signed the papers and says, yes, I married them.
Yeah, nobody had a gun to my head. And so a lot of times we attract to us what we have inside.
Yeah.
So we are the vibration. And whatever we're vibrating, we are bringing. Like when people use that a lot. You go in a place, I don't want to see this person there. I don't want to see this person. You walk in, the first one, you see it. So because the universe doesn't understand the no, but it see you connecting with that person, that frequency, and you're connected. So that's why we need to learn how to become neutral. Because when you become neutral, you're in the heart. When you're in the heart, even if you see that person, or maybe if the person is there, you're not even going to see the person. And if you see it, it won't come into the energy field. Sometimes you're so naked to emotions, just looking at someone, you feel that energy attacking you. You saw the person back to you, and you're already pulling that negativity. And we are doing to ourselves. Yeah. It is very, because you said it is correct. So many eons, the religions, it keeps manipulating and creating that and embedding this DNA that we are in. Yeah. And we need like, boop, 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 delete, 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 because that is not what it is. Yes. We are in a good time, awakened time, the revelation time.
Beautiful one. Do you have something else that you would like to add before we close down?
One thing I ask everyone, please love yourself. No judgment. Well, but I was bad because That was in the past. At that moment, you did whatever you could with what you had. Today, you have different, you have more. So love yourself, forgive, because we are our enemy when we cannot let it go. We keep holding us hostage. Love you, see the beauty in you and all the good you do to others, do it to yourself. Know that person or that pet that you have, that I love my cat, my dog, give that same love to yourself. See that beauty you see out there, or a plant. I'm alone, I don't like anybody. Well, you like a plant, bring that to you. I love the sun ray. Bring that love, the emotion you feel, the feeling when you feel in the sun rays over your body. Bring that and think it is how much you love yourself. And then you're shifting, you're waking, and you're moving. And one thing that is very important, move your body. Shake your body, because we need this frequency, this energy to go through our physical body. And a lot of energies are coming today and we are not moving. So we have a stacked energy, and a lot of times it's pain and this and that. So move your body, love yourself. And that's the greatest thing we can do. Let it go. Let it go. Because we're not here to save the world, to save Earth. We are here to save ourselves, like love ourselves. If we're gonna put it together, what are we here for? Love ourselves. So, and then we are in good hands.
That is so, so true. That is so true. And let go, but it doesn't make you happy.
Yeah.
Oh, Ross, thank you so much. It has been really my pleasure to have you here. And hopefully we can repeat it later on.
Yes, I'll be glad to it. I'm very grateful for you, honey. Blessings to you.
Thank you very much. And thank you for all our viewers. Thank you for being here. And if this resonates with you, please share it with your friends. And don't forget, give us a review. We will appreciate that. We wanted to continue increasing this channel, and it's only with your help. Thank you for being in Soul Talk. This is Monica Ramirez, the Warrior of Love.